In a stunning turn of events, Ashton Kutcher's career appears to be spiraling downward, as new revelations about his personal and professional life have come to light. Long admired for his charm and wit, Kutcher has now found himself at the center of a growing controversy, with multiple sources confirming that his time in the Hollywood spotlight may be over. Meanwhile, Will Smith, whose own career has been rocked by scandal, has weighed in on the situation, confirming some shocking truths that were previously speculated. Adding to the drama, rapper and mogul 50 Cent, who has long been known for his unfiltered opinions, is now being proven right in his previous statements about the industry's hidden secrets. What's going on behind the scenes, and what does it mean for these stars moving forward? Let's dive into the latest shocking updates. Will Smith's response to the scandal. In the wake of the leak involving Diddy's so-called freak-off parties, Will Smith has found himself in the crosshairs of public scrutiny. However, instead of remaining silent, Smith has publicly addressed the memes and accusations surrounding his name. Known for his calm demeanor, Smith's tone was no nonsense as he clapped back at the viral content that has circulated, especially on social media. "I see the memes," Smith said in a recent interview, referencing the viral content that has been circulating about him and his supposed involvement in these parties. "Some of them are funny, but let me make one thing clear. I do not, and I have never, associated myself with any of that nonsense," Smith emphasized. His reaction came in response to insinuations that he was connected to the infamous after-parties hosted by Diddy, which have recently come under intense scrutiny following lawsuits and FBI investigations. Smith took the opportunity to denounce these claims. "I do enough on my own without having to be involved in the trash that some people are trying to drag me into," he said firmly. "Don't put me in your mess. I've got no part in it, and you can stop with the assumptions right now." The actor, famous for his roles in blockbuster films like Men in Black and The Pursuit of Happiness, expressed frustration with how social media and meme culture have twisted narratives around public figures, often blowing things out of proportion without regard for the truth. The scandal surrounding Diddy's parties. The controversy erupted when civil lawsuits were filed, alleging that several high-profile celebrities, including Diddy, were involved in sexually abusing minors and aspiring young artists. The most shocking of these allegations came after the filing of a civil lawsuit by attorney Tony Busby on December 9th, which accused music mogul Jay-Z and Diddy of being involved in the rape of a 13-year-old girl at a party following the MTV Video Music Awards in New York City. These claims have caused a massive ripple effect in Hollywood and beyond. Celebrities who have associated with Diddy for years have scrambled to distance themselves from the mogul, fearing for their careers and personal safety. Celebrities like Ashton Kutcher and Ellen DeGeneres, who have been linked to Diddy's world, are reportedly working with the authorities to cooperate in the investigation, possibly in exchange for immunity. Ellen DeGeneres, who was once one of the most prominent talk show hosts in the world, is said to have fled the country with her wife, Portia de Rossi, and relocated to England in an attempt to escape the fallout. As for Ashton Kutcher, reports claim that he is preparing to testify in the federal case against Diddy, and could even be subpoenaed to appear in court due to his alleged involvement in Diddy's infamous parties. These revelations have left many wondering just how deep the network of abuse might go, and who else will be implicated. Ashton Kutcher's alleged involvement. Ashton Kutcher's name has come up repeatedly in connection with Diddy's parties. Known for his roles in That 70s Show and 2.5 Men, Kutcher's public persona as a lovable, goofy actor has been shattered by these disturbing allegations. The actor's relationship with Diddy has been described as both close and controversial. It has been reported that Kutcher was not only a frequent guest at Diddy's parties, but also allegedly invited several young women, some as young as 13, to these after-parties, including actress Davy Chase in 2003. Kutcher's actions, particularly his involvement in the parties and his proximity to Diddy, have led many to question his character. Additionally, his personal life has been scrutinized after allegations emerged that he had an inappropriate relationship with actress Mila Kunis when she was just 14 years old, and he was nearing 20. While this incident was downplayed as a misunderstanding, it has now resurfaced in light of the current scandal. A former bodyguard of Diddy, Gene Deal, has claimed that Ashton Kutcher was a regular at Diddy's so-called freak-off parties, where young women were allegedly coerced into sexual acts by powerful figures in the entertainment industry. Deal's testimony, along with other insider information, paints a disturbing picture of what went on behind closed doors in Hollywood's elite circles. According to Deal, Diddy had 250 cameras hidden around his home to record the activities at these parties, creating compromising material that could later be used to control or manipulate the people involved. The broader implications of the scandal. The revelations surrounding Diddy's parties are not just a story about a few celebrities being caught in compromising situations. They are a window into the darker side of the entertainment industry and the power structures that allow such abuse to persist. According to several insiders, these parties were not just casual gatherings, but rather orchestrated events sponsored by major figures in the music industry, including Motown and Universal Record executives. The young aspiring artists and models who attended these parties were often drugged and filmed, their actions recorded for later use as blackmail or leverage in their careers. The involvement of high-ranking individuals from various fields, including athletes, politicians, and even members of the royal family, has painted a chilling picture of a widespread, secretive network that exploited vulnerable individuals for their own pleasure and profit. Some reports even suggest that Diddy may have been acting as an informant for the FBI, providing information on other celebrities in exchange for immunity from prosecution. One former associate of Diddy's claimed that the mogul had used his position in the industry to control aspiring stars, using blackmail and the threat of ruined careers to keep them in line. The individual also suggested that Diddy's involvement in the scandal could be more far-reaching than the public realizes, potentially implicating other well-known figures in Hollywood and beyond. Will Smith's public denial of association with Sean Diddy Combs. In December of 2025, the world watched as Will Smith, the beloved actor known for his roles in blockbuster films and his reign as one of Hollywood's most well-respected stars, made a public declaration on stage. At a sold-out concert in San Diego, Smith addressed ongoing rumors and internet memes that tied him to Sean Diddy Combs, one of the most controversial figures in the music industry. Diddy, once known as Puff Daddy and a leading mogul in the entertainment industry, was facing serious legal charges related to human trafficking, racketeering, and organizing illicit sex parties. For months, internet users had been circulating memes linking Smith to Combs's notorious freak-off parties, events that were said to be filled with disturbing activities, many of which allegedly involved underage individuals, forced sexual acts, and the manipulation of various high-profile personalities. These rumors were amplified by reports of tapes that allegedly depicted these events, some of which were said to involve major celebrities, including Smith himself. During the performance, Smith made a clear and emphatic statement. He wanted to put an end to the speculation once and for all. He explained to the audience, "I haven't addressed this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have anything to do with Puffy. Y'all can stop all the memes and all the nonsense." His voice was filled with frustration as he tried to assert his innocence amidst mounting allegations. the rise of the freak-off parties, and Diddy's alleged involvement. To fully understand the gravity of Will Smith's response, one must first delve into the background of the scandal involving Sean Diddy Combs and his so-called freak-off parties. These events, as alleged by former associates and even some celebrities who spoke out in private, were designed to entrap high-profile figures in compromising situations. According to several reports, these parties were meticulously organized, often taking place at Diddy's lavish homes or in private, luxury locations. It was said that Diddy's ability to control the industry made him a powerful figure who could manipulate celebrities into participating in these illicit activities. The events themselves were described as elaborate and disturbing. Female victims were reportedly coerced into engaging in extended sexual acts with male escorts, all while Diddy allegedly orchestrated the events, sometimes participating and often recording them for future leverage. The use of baby oil became a notorious symbol of these gatherings, associated with the degrading and exploitative nature of the alleged acts. The first public revelations about these events came in 2025, following a significant FBI raid on Diddy's properties, during which authorities seized an extensive collection of tapes and documents. Among the items recovered were over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, further adding fuel to the fire of the ongoing scandal. These tapes reportedly included footage of the parties, many of which allegedly involved major celebrities and figures in the entertainment industry. Will Smith's ties to Diddy, a complicated relationship. Despite Smith's vocal denial, his relationship with Diddy was not as clean-cut as his words suggested. The two had known each other for years, and Smith had been seen attending several high-profile events organized by Diddy, including some of his infamous parties. It was no secret that Diddy ran in the same circles as other A-list celebrities, and Smith was often spotted at parties where Diddy was the host. There were also reports that Smith and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, had been involved in unusual behaviors at these gatherings, including rumors of threesomes with Jennifer Lopez when she was dating Diddy. While these rumors remained unverified, they added to the growing suspicion surrounding Smith's relationship with the mogul. Gene Deal, a former bodyguard of Diddy, had previously spoken about Smith's involvement with Diddy, describing instances where he witnessed Smith getting cozy with the music mogul at events. These testimonies, along with photos of Smith at Diddy's all-white parties, added further fuel to the allegations that Smith had been complicit in the controversial lifestyle that Diddy was rumored to promote. The rumors intensified when Smith addressed the issue on stage in December. His vehement denial of involvement with Diddy's activities seemed calculated, especially considering that many in Hollywood knew of his association with the mogul. The timing of his comments suggested that he may have been trying to distance himself from Diddy's mounting legal troubles. The bra pack and Diddy's inner circle. One of the most intriguing aspects of the entire controversy was the existence of what some referred to as the bra pack, a group of prominent male celebrities who were rumored to have participated in Diddy's notorious parties. The group allegedly included Smith, along with other high-profile individuals such as Leonardo DiCaprio, Ashton Kutcher, and a few others whose names were still being speculated upon. These men were believed to have been part of Diddy's inner circle, often attending gatherings where the boundaries of power and exploitation were blurred. According to sources, the Bra Pack was known for its strong camaraderie and a shared understanding of the entertainment industry's darker sides. They were often seen together at exclusive events and were known for their close ties with Diddy. However, as the investigation into Diddy's activities grew more intense, many of these celebrities, including Smith, started to publicly distance themselves from the music mogul. It's unclear how many individuals within the Bra Pack were involved in the illicit activities, but the FBI's growing investigation into Diddy's operations meant that those in Diddy's circle were facing increasing pressure. Many were reportedly worried about the implications of their association with Diddy and the possible repercussions once the tapes were made public. The impact on Hollywood, distancing from Diddy and the fear of tapes. The increasing public revelations about Diddy's actions had a profound effect on the celebrity community. Many prominent figures, including actors, musicians, and industry moguls, began to publicly distance themselves from Diddy, expressing outrage or confusion over the accusations. Will Smith, as one of Hollywood's biggest names, was under particular scrutiny due to his high-profile career and history with Diddy. As rumors continued to swirl about the existence of tapes that implicated numerous celebrities, there was a palpable sense of fear in Hollywood. Many individuals associated with Diddy were reportedly preparing to testify against him, hoping to cut deals with the FBI in exchange for immunity. Ashton Kutcher, for instance, was rumored to have agreed to testify in exchange for leniency in the ongoing investigation. The fear of these tapes being released and the implications they could have on their careers caused several celebrities to take drastic steps to protect their reputations. Will Smith's public image and the Jaden Smith connection. While Will Smith's public denial seemed aimed at protecting his image, there were ongoing rumors surrounding his son, Jaden Smith, that added another layer to the unfolding drama. Jaden, who had long distanced himself from Hollywood, was rumored to have exhibited behaviors consistent with someone who had experienced trauma. Fans and commentators began to speculate that Jaden's behavior mirrored that of children who had been subjected to abuse in Hollywood, a theory that gained traction due to his sudden withdrawal from the industry and his unconventional public persona. The speculation surrounding Jaden's behavior only fueled further rumors about the Smith family's connections to Diddy and his alleged freak-off parties. Many people pointed to Jaden's close relationship with other high-profile children in the entertainment industry, including Justin Bieber, who was seen giving Jaden an affectionate kiss on the cheek at a Coachella event. This moment, captured on social media, was interpreted by some as further evidence of the Smith family's strange dynamics. The extent of the abuse, Hollywood's culture of silence. While these high-profile figures may dominate the headlines, the reality is that Hollywood's abuse problem is vast, and many believe it is one of the largest and most organized in the world. The troubling part is that these perpetrators were not acting alone. Hollywood's power structure is complicated and interconnected, and many have turned a blind eye to the abuse that happens behind closed doors. The allegations surrounding Diddy are merely a glimpse into a world where powerful individuals use their positions of influence to exploit and manipulate those beneath them. Parties, gatherings, and six parties, as they're referred to in some circles, became venues for abuse and exploitation. Though these events often seem like social gatherings of the rich and famous, they were in fact breeding grounds for criminal activity, with victims too frightened or too vulnerable to speak out. The larger conversation here is about the culture of power and sexual politics that pervades not just Hollywood, but corporate and institutional settings everywhere. Many industries, especially those in which power dynamics between higher-ups and underlings are pronounced, cultivate environments where inappropriate behaviors can thrive. At its worst, this results in harassment and sexual predatory behavior that is able to persist for years without consequence. It is easy to blame one or two perpetrators, but the issue runs deeper. There's a much more complex web of complicity that allows these actions to go unnoticed and unchecked. The culture of complicity in Hollywood. Fear and silence. What has become evident over time is that a significant part of the problem is the culture of fear that exists within Hollywood. Many women, and even men, who have been victims of sexual misconduct are often afraid to come forward due to the potential repercussions on their careers. In an industry where reputations and connections are everything, speaking out against a powerful figure can often result in blacklisting or ruinous consequences. This fear of retribution from those in power keeps many victims silent, allowing the cycle of abuse to continue unchecked. There are also cases where victims signed non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, as part of negotiated settlements, silencing them legally and preventing them from sharing their stories with the public. This practice of hiding behind legal barriers allows the perpetrators to avoid justice and continue their behaviors without facing consequences. For many, the cost of remaining silent outweighs the potential benefits of speaking out. However, there are increasing calls for change. More people are beginning to understand that complicity in the system is not just a passive act, but a failure to stand up for those who need support the most. With greater transparency and more victims coming forward, there is a hope that Hollywood's culture of silence will be dismantled, and real change will follow. The allegations against Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z. One of the most shocking and disturbing aspects of the allegations against Diddy is his long-standing friendship and professional relationship with Jay-Z, another towering figure in the music industry. For years, Diddy and Jay-Z have been seen as two of the most influential people in hip-hop, with their paths often crossing in both business and personal matters. But now, Jay-Z's involvement in these allegations raises serious questions about his role in what has been described as a pattern of predatory behavior. The allegations, which have been detailed in several legal complaints, include a claim that Diddy, alongside Jay-Z, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party following the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. What makes these allegations particularly troubling is that many other celebrities were reportedly present at this after-party, with some allegedly watching the assault without intervening. This paints a disturbing picture of an industry where abuse and exploitation are not just tolerated, but sometimes witnessed by others who choose to remain silent. Further complicating the situation is the claim that Jay-Z and Diddy were not merely business collaborators, but close friends. Their relationship goes back to the late 1990s, and they have been inseparable both professionally and personally. In fact, Diddy even went so far as to state in 2023 that Jay-Z was the only person, aside from his mother, who was allowed to call him by his legal first name. This intimate friendship, however, has now come under intense scrutiny, with accusations that both men were involved in more than just professional misconduct. The harassment campaign. Jay-Z's alleged efforts to silence critics. The allegations do not end with the claims of sexual abuse. In fact, the complaint against Jay-Z goes further, accusing him of orchestrating a campaign of harassment and intimidation to silence those who were trying to expose the truth. When legal action was taken against Diddy, Jay-Z allegedly responded by filing a frivolous lawsuit in an attempt to distract from the real issue. More disturbingly, he is accused of using his influence to bully and intimidate those involved in the legal proceedings, including the lawyers, their families, and former associates. This behavior, if proven true, paints a chilling picture of just how far some powerful figures will go to protect their interests and prevent the truth from coming to light. This type of intimidation is not unique to Jay-Z or Diddy. It is part of a larger pattern within Hollywood and other industries where those in power often use their resources and influence to silence critics and protect their positions. The fear of retaliation is a powerful tool in maintaining the status quo, and it is only now that more individuals are finding the courage to speak out against the systems that have allowed these abuses to continue. The evidence, tapes, and flash drives given to the FBI. As the investigation deepens, shocking new evidence has emerged in the form of tapes and flash drives handed over to the FBI by Courtney Burgess, a close friend of Diddy's late ex-wife, Kim Porter. These tapes allegedly contain footage of several celebrities engaging in sexual acts with Diddy, with some of the individuals appearing to be underage. According to testimony from Burgess, who was summoned to testify before a grand jury, the tapes provide harrowing details about the abuse that took place behind closed doors. Burgess has described how the individuals in the videos were either intoxicated or under the influence of drugs, making it clear that they were unable to give full consent. In fact, the tapes depict all of the 8 celebrities involved as potential victims who were preyed upon by Diddy. While this evidence is disturbing, it is also crucial in building a case against those who may have perpetuated the abuse. The tapes are now in the hands of the FBI, and as more individuals testify, it is hoped that the full extent of the abuse will be revealed. The fallout, Hollywood's reckoning. As the investigation into Diddy's alleged activities progresses, the question remains: will more high-profile figures fall, or will Hollywood find a way to bury the truth? The fallout from this case has already been significant, with some of Diddy's closest associates distancing themselves from him. The music industry, once a pillar of Diddy's empire, is now grappling with the implications of these allegations. It remains to be seen how far the investigation will go and how many more powerful figures will be implicated. However, there is hope that this moment will mark a turning point for Hollywood. The more these allegations are brought to light, the more likely it is that change will come. Survivors of abuse are finding the courage to speak out, and the public is beginning to demand accountability for those who have long been able to hide behind their fame and power. Hollywood's reckoning is just beginning, and as the truth emerges, it is clear that many more stories remain to be told.